Hi guys, welcome to my unique YouTube channel where I prepare a lot of delicious meal. Welcome to Eta Fantastic Food Center. So today we will be preparing chichen, a very delicious food that some of us know. So today we will be talking about those materials that are needed, which is the full recipe for the chinchin. So we'll first start with our flour, which we refer to as maida in India. So be a medical personnel who studied in India, I will say to you, India offer one of the good flour. Yeah. So for we the caterer, we know good flour, like good flour, and I can assure you, India have one of the good flour. Yeah. So this flour here, we refer to it in India as maida. Maida. Very unique one. Before I proceed with my video, I would like to greet all of my Indian friends in India, wherever you are. I will say to you, hi, Sasika, to every one of you, Sasika. So today we will be using this flour for our changing. We will also be using our butter. This is one of the unique butter that India offer us. As you are seeing it here now, this is one of the unique butter that India have. So this butter is very good for great preparations. And we also have our milk that we are going to be using in our chinchin. This is one of the unique milk that is very good in India. So this milk, we are going to be using it also in our chinchin. Let's start with our great recipe. We will say for the flour, we are going to be using 3 cups of flour. 3 cups of flour we are going to be using. So this is our measurement cups, and we are going to be measuring 3 cups of flour. So after measuring our 3 cups of flour, then we will be going in with our butter. We'll be using 1 butter in 3 cups of flour, 1 butter. And we will also be using our sugar, our blend sugar, 1 cup of blend sugar. So let's proceed guys and see the good look that we get. So now let's get started. We go in with our 3 cups of flour. We are measuring the first cups now. So this is the first cup of sugar. Sorry, not first cup of sugar, but first cup of flour. So we will be putting our flour in our sifter to get our flour well sifter, to have excess dirt or whatever out, but our flour need to be well sifter. So we go in by siftering our flour. There where we go. So for this one that left out in the sifter, they are not to be used, but to be throwing away. So we will put this out and get additional flour. Remember, the flour we are using for the chinchin is 3 cups. It's supposed to be 3 cups. So we have just sifted 1 cup of the flour. So we have 2 more left. Let's go. So this is the next cup of flour that we are going to sift. Let's proceed. There where we go. Remember, these remaining ones are to be for waste and not use. So we go in with our last measurement. Remember, it's 3 cups of flour. So we are now going in with our last cup of flour. Let's get it well sifted. Now here comes the end of our last cup of flour sifting, which is 3 cups. So our 3 cups of flour is now ready. So to proceed, we will now go in with our sugar. Remember, we'll be using 1 cup of sugar. The measurement cups that we use for our measurement, they are all varies. They are all different. So we have the cup for flour and we have the cup for sugar. So we are going to be using this medium, which is 1 cup of sugar. So let's go. Okay, so now we have our 1 cup of sugar. 1 cup of sugar that we are going to be using in 3 cups of flour. So let's proceed and see. When our sugar are placed in the flour, we now go in with our butter. So this butter is awesome. Remember I told you previously that India have one of the unique butter. So we will place 1 pack of this butter. Well, if you want to use 2 pack, you can use. It's up to you. If you want to use 1.5, you can use. But today we are going to be using 1 butter. So when our butter is placed, we now go for our milk. Remember, all of our ingredients have not been mixed yet. We are only putting in all what we need, and we will better mix them together. So now we are going in with our milk. Depending on whatever milks you have, or the idea is that we need a good milk, a suitable milk is what we need to put in our flour. So we'll be going in with our milk. For this milk, if you have an eating spoon, you can use like 3 spoons of this milk. But I will be using this measurement cups. I will not be using 1 cup of this milk, but I will be using half. Remember, this is the sugar measurement cup. So a half of this measurement cup is what I'm going to be using for the milk measurement. So let's proceed. When our milk is placed in the flour and including our butter and sugar, when everything are together now in the flour, the next thing is to cleanse our hands, to make sure our hands are well clean. If we have like this, if we have the beans on, or if we have the wash on, is to make sure this wash is removed. So we have to remove our wash, remove all excess things on our hands and place it aside, and now go and get our hands washed properly. Let's proceed. So when our hands are properly clean, we use our towel to get our hands clean. The reason we do this is because we are going to mix our flour with our hands, and not spoon, but our hands. So to be safe, to be well protected, for our food to be well saved, we will need to cleanse our hands properly with water, and better use a towel to cleanse our hand well. Now that our hands are well clean, we can go in by mixing our flours together with our hands. So let's proceed, guys. Now we proceed now by mixing our flour well, because why, our hands are well clean. So we go in with one hand, we mix very well. We mix all of our ingredients that are found within our flour, we mix them well. As you are seeing me now, I'm mixing it. So you have to mix well. Make sure that all the excess butter are well mixed with the flour. Make sure that the sugar are well mixed with the flour. And even the milk that was placed in the flour, they are all mixed well. So you will keep mixing well until they are mixed well. So now that our flour are mixed properly, we will go in now with water. So we'll be using a 1.5 cups of this measurement cup. So we go in with our water. So this is 1 cup of water. We will go in with it. Remember, you are to mix as you put in your ingredients, which is whatever things that you need to put together for you to get your chinchin or your recipe well. Then you need to be mixing. So after you go in with your first cup of water, you will have to mix before putting additional. So we will mix first before putting in additional, but it's going to be 1.5 cups. The reason we mix first before putting additional is not to, not for things to escalate, not for us, for our preparation or our recipe to be over. Yes, not to overdo. So to be in the rightful place with our recipe, we have to mix as we put our first cup of water. So let's mix and proceed. So now that has our flour is well mixed, when the flour is well mixed, it will give you this look. Yeah, it will give you this look. So there's another thing we need to know. Whenever you are mixing the flour, remember, to 3 cups of flour, you have to put 1 cup of water. So when you are putting the water, I will encourage you that if you have this cup, this same cup that you use to measure your flour, 1 cup of water with this same cup, you will fill it with water after mixing your flour together. So 1 cup of this water, of this 1 cup of water, you will be putting in the flour. But in doing so, you will have to like put a bit, you put some and then you leave some in, because as